guess we're live already. Hey, everybody, welcome to the Chondro Bar Room. Can y'all see us and hear us? I don't know. I guess I'm just going on with it.
There we are.
So what's
All
up, y'all?
right,
Back
y'all.
again.
What's up, y'all? We got another installment of the Chondro Bar Room, and tonight we have ladies' nights. So,
Yeah.
So make
We took
some
a week
noise in
off.
the chat room. Get those likes up. And
We took a week off, man. You know,
we had to
hoped
take
last
4th of
week.
July. Wasn't nobody coming in on Tuesday
Exactly.
to do anything. So
So
it worked out.
We hope y'all
We
have fun
kind
with
of
y'all
needed a week
families.
off.
Yeah, have fun with y'all families, too. And barbecue. Hopefully nobody lose no limbs.
We lost power.
Did you?
Oh damn! So somebody let off something
Yeah.
big?
No, it's hurricane season.
Yeah.
It downpoured.
Really?
Having Travis.
Having all
Travis.
kind of technical difficulties here. We're live though.
Yep.
Travis is acting a fool. So y'all, this week we brought the ladies in. It's the ladies show. It's ladies night. We feel like you know, it was time. You know, I'm gonna keep it. I'm just gonna say it. Look, you scroll down our damn YouTube page, you see all them damn hard legs on there. Look, man, we need some women of the community step up and let us know that they can do it too. You know what I'm saying? What they got going on. And with that being said, I do want to send a shout out to Kimberly Berg of Southern Chondros, and Jenna Hickner. Jenna Hickner was the old breeder from like the 90s who made the golden glowworms. So shout out to them, man, on this ladies' night.
How was everybody's 4th of July?
We made it.
Getting some errors over here, but I think we're fine. I can still see it rolling over here. So the first thing, of course, is we're gonna let the ladies all introduce themselves. So we'll start at the top and we'll go down.
I think the top is probably different.
That's one.
Yeah. I see
Yeah.
Dee Dee first.
I do too, so maybe it's not.
Okay.
So what the hell? So anyway, look, this is how we're gonna do this. Dee Dee, you start off first. Julie, you start second. Carly, you start third, and then Noe, you can round us out.
Okay. I'm Dee Dee. What else?
Give us a little bit about yourself. Let us know what you're keeping. What kind of green tree you got.
I have 2 green trees, which
How
are
long
I
you been
love, and
keeping?
of course my Instagram is filled with them because I take their picture every day. I have 2 green trees. I have Guyana red-tail boa, Amazon tree boa, 5-ball pythons, California king, Florida king, a corn snake, hognose, and I think that is it. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, what about you, Julie?
Oh, good. All right, I'm Julie. We did a count before this started. Where did I put my numbers? So we have like 20 adult juvenile green trees, and we have 24 babies. So,
Wow.
So well, actually, we have
24 clutch.
So one baby's from last season, and so this year we hatched 23 babies and 23. So that was pretty sweet numbers. So
you got 2 clutches 2 years in a row, okay?
Yeah. So no, last year we only had the 1 clutch, 1 egg, 1 clutch.
I mean, a clutch is 2 years in a row. My bad.
Right. So 2 years in a
You
row.
still have him, don't you?
We do. Yeah, we do. We call him a her. We don't know what that's. And I have, I keep a lot too. We have, I have an Angolan python, a boa, some brettles, a king snake, a dwarf retic, black racer, rhino rat snakes. Those are pretty cool too. So, and lots of different geckos and lizards, some iguanas.
Okay. How was keep I don't, hold on, Carly, because you know what? I'm gonna wait because I want to ask about that Angolan python too. Go ahead, Carly.
Okay, cool. Okay, cool.
Well, I have got 10. What did I say? 10 a second ago. 10 green trees, the 6 boas, 1 ball python, 1 carpet, and then 1 crested gecko. I forgot her.
Oh,
Yeah, I forgot her. So that, but I downsized significantly recently.
Yeah.
So
Hey, where'd you get that crested gecko, Carly?
I got her from you.
Yes.
All
She
right.
hates me hardcore.
Does
That go
she?
back
Sorry.
to that go back to so back to she could go after Noe. Noe, what you got over there? Talk to me.
I didn't know we were gonna do a roll call. I was trying to think about it. 40.
You gonna do, but have everybody else do a roll call with Noe, y'all.
40 ball pythons, and then a couple of clutches coming in. 4 carpet pythons, 7 green tree pythons, Mexican black king snake, milk snake, speckled racer, and western hognose, and then a little gecko, Liam's gecko.
Shout out to Liam. All right, Becca.
Yeah, where is Liam? Where's little Liam at?
Oh no, we are not. No.
Shout out to little Liam.
If you say his name, it's like evil. You say it 3 times and he appears.
He don't be a popcorn player right there. Little Liam just be popping up.
No.
So, if I heard the question correctly, my name is Becca, and then I have 11 snakes. I have, let's see, I have 3 Amazon tree boas. I have 2 Dominican red mountain boas, 1 Brazilian rainbow boa, and then I have a carpet python, 1 green tree python, and a Douglas python. I think that's all of them. Oh, and a red tail boa.
I've already forgot I have an Amazon tree boa and a Honduran milk snake too. I was like sitting here going, did I forget?
Yeah,
I love the carpets and the ball. You got, Becca?
I only have 1 right now.
Okay.
She need more.
I need
I've got some.
I have a bunch of empty.
You got some.
That self-control you don't have. I can help you.
It'll happen. It'll happen. You'll just end up with more and more and more and more.
Julie ain't right.
I'm here.
She said that self-control you got. I can help you with that.
I got her.
That's what you can come to Daytona and we'll all be bad influences.
An empty wall. Yeah, actually, Daytona is how I got into my first green tree. The whole tragic story of you get one from an expo. I was young, like 16 or 17, and
really,
I got it. It was obviously an import, and then it put it in a glass Exoterra, and it did not do well, and it died within like a month of me having it.
Oh,
God.
Yeah, Ian, of course, would say that everybody needs one.
Ian, the salesman is here.
Ian's like, you need
Ian's
more. I got it, baby.
Ian, the salesman.
So how?
Right,
I was about to say, let's start. I wanted to just trail off with her. I guess start off with Becca. So like Becca, you say your first one was from the expo. Did that dissuade you from getting your next one? How did you take it?
I was in high school when that happened, and so I didn't get another one until just like a year ago, because I knew I was like, I'm not going to get another green tree python unless I actually have the money to get the right cage, to get a heat panel, to get one from a breeder. So I stayed clear from them for a while, and then I got one, and he's doing really good. But even then, he was still like getting him. He went from a tub to I have him in a 2x2 cube, and it took forever. He was off feed for like I don't know, like almost 4 months or something. And I was
That's normal. That's normal. How old was he? How old was he when
he's like about 2.5 now. So yeah, it's not confirmed that it's a male, but we're pretty sure because he went off feed right around breeding season. So but yeah, I was just stressing, and the breeder and I were talking and everything. He's finally now eating with like pretty regularly, but he does not strike at all. Like I could put my hand in the cage, he's not going to bother me whatsoever.
Where did everybody go?
I'm trying to fix the layout right now. So
Travis over there like it. Yeah, Travis over there like it. He like my son. Trash from my iPad.
Trying to fix the layout.
It's just a good thing he doesn't have a remote.
Can y'all still see me?
No.
No. Where did everyone
hear
go?
you, but I can't see.
I can see.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Where?
I can see you guys.
I don't know where my face went.
I'm gone.
You
Travis
just,
I don't see Chuck.
I'm trying to fix the layout right now. Hold on a second.
Maybe it's better off if y'all can't see me.
Well, we can see you now.
Travis, we still need you.
Is everybody back? Are we good?
No, I'm not.
No, Becca's not there. Travis gone.
Well, now Travis is gone. Travis!
How many people can fit on the screen at once? I guess maybe we're testing the mounds over here.
No, because they were definitely all there a second ago.
Nah, we were all here.
Travis got all happy hands.
I feel like I'm playing Mario Kart. You're seeing the first 6 people.
He started fat fingering stuff. That's what it was.
Hold on a second.
Patrick.
Off the mollies.
This is ladies' night.
Mollies.
Hi, Dre.
Uh-oh.
Oh, okay. I think
back to the stream.
I think their bodies got abducted, but their horse is still here.
They're with us in spirit. Is that what that is?
Yeah.
Y'all just keep talking. I'm gonna go fix on my laptop.
Right. Julie, tell us how you got your first one.
Okay, so my husband had always wanted a green tree to, have that display animal that was out, but we'd heard they were horrible to keep and horrible, they were hard to keep alive, and they were just horrible, mean creatures. And we were talking to some guy at a reptile expo one time, and he mentioned Mark because he'd gotten one from Mark. And so then we started looking into it. So I contacted Mark to see if we could go to his house and see his setup. And he sent us to Bill. So we got to go hold the sickness and hang out at Bill's house because I knew if I could get my husband to lay eyes on one and hold one, we could be good. And so then I'd been talking to Patrick, not knowing who Patrick was in the whole scheme of everything. So we got our first green tree from Patrick. Yeah. Uh-huh. Once we had him, and I started getting on all the groups and everything, I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Nobody's got a first name from.
It's Patrick, this Patrick dude he's not just the yoga man. He in these green cheese streets. He know what he's doing.
Yeah. Oh, sweet. I like your comment. So yes. So our first green tree came from Patrick and a few others after that too. So, but yeah, it kind of just created a thing.
Mm-hmm. Duty.
Yeah.
What's your turn, boo-boo?
I already showed you what animals I have. Where did I get
your first green tree? Yeah,
okay.
Where you get it, how you got it set up, how's it been acclimated?
Okay. So I got it at a pet store. Okay, it's like a local one in Daytona. And I just because I felt bad for it, because every time I'd go in there and buy feeders, I'd see it in there and I'd be like talking to it through the thing. I was like, I have this connection with the snake. I got to save it. So I got it, and I had him in the exo, which he did fine. And I still was like freaked out, like not exactly knowing, because I knew they needed different care than what I'm used to and stuff like that. So that's when I just out of the blue just saw Travis. I messaged him. I was like, you are my mentor. I've now appointed you my mentor. Poor guy. He's probably like, damn, but he's helped me. And Noelle has helped me tremendously. I don't know. I mean, it's because of them is why. But anyway, I put him in a 2x2, moved him out of an exo, got a Toad Ranch enclosure, put him in there. He's doing great. He's doing wonderful, actually. Then I went to another pet store in Orlando, and the guy
now you got that itch.
Yes. So I saw this one, and that's true, I have now. And I have him in the EXO that Malachi was in because I have to wait, of course, 9 weeks for the PVC to get here, but I've ordered him another one. So, and then I'm hoping to get one from Trav, and it's just going to keep growing. I'm like obsessed with them.
Yeah, they can get addicted real fast.
I love them. I love those snakes. Yeah, they're just.
I ain't gonna lie. My first green tree I put in the Exoterra too. So I think we all make that statement.
I mean, yeah. I mean, I have to.
The Exoterras, they look so beautiful. They look like something that could sit in.
They do, but I mean, he's doing fine, and luckily, maybe I don't know if it's because I have shitty windows and I'm going to get them replaced, but because it's kind of humid a little bit in here, I have no problem with the none with the.
That's because you're like me and you live in the butt crack of the South. It's moist everywhere.
Yeah, it is. So, yeah, I'm able to do it. I block off part of it with like some plexiglass little stuff, and so I keep humidity. He could probably stay in there, but I want to get him another because I know that the PVC is better for them. So, yeah.
All right.
That's it.
Carly?
Still not see me.
Yeah, I got my first one from Craigslist. I saw somebody, I had been wanting to get into him for a while. And I had actually been talking with Ian, and I just had not. I was waiting on an income tax refund, and I hadn't gotten into him. And somebody posted one up. They said, come get the snake. It's mean. $100 in this enclosure. Was in a cruddy enclosure. Went and got it. Yeah. Nice snake for $100. I sold the enclosure quite quickly I think I made $200 off that enclosure and bought a lottery when lottery was still selling those really nice. It's actually the same one back there. Those really nice little PVC, which was perfect for the little thing at the time.
Yeah. I still got mine.
And then, yeah, I wish they'd go back to selling them. That'd be wonderful. I loved them. And then it just grew from there. I don't know. I guess I decided that I like things that hate me more. And the ball pythons were too nice. And so I said, okay. Yeah, basically. And so I switched. I pretty much switched all mine over to green trees. But I'm a biologist. So I don't want to say that like breeding ball pythons just seemed really predictable to me. Like it's like, oh, you mix this with this, you have a certain percentage of getting this. But versus like, you don't know. You can literally like the babies are born and then you have no idea. You have no idea. It's like a box of chocolates. No idea what you're going to get until they've colored up. And I like that part of that. So that and I work with fish, and green trees are one of the only other species that go through the autogenic color change besides fish.
So fish do too? Is it as dramatic as green trees? Wait, I'm hearing myself.
Yeah, there's some kind of.
Travis, what the hell is you doing?
I'm fixing it, bro. It's a lot of people on the stream. I'm fucking fixing it.
What happened to Chuck?
Pressing up.
Yeah, back ago.
I'm here. He's making me wait in the back room.
You'll be okay.
Oh, okay.
Someone's echoing though.
Yeah.
Is the OCC on the fish as dramatic as green trees?
Yeah, basically. It's in a lot of tropical species.
Okay. All right, so Noe, you gotta tell us how you got your first one.
Oh, my very first one I got as a baby import, and he tested nido positive, so my vet has him. Then I got Facette, and that's when I met Travis. She was having some issues, but she's rocking and rolling. And then came Confetti. Then I think Future came along, Sovereign, and then Fatali.
Even though y'all can't see me, Noah, I got to give a shout out to you. I don't know what your plans are for the future, but you are amounting quite a collection. I am following your collection very closely.
Yeah, I just think they're nice. I haven't met, the only one that's kind of a Sasquatch right now is Fatali. I'm not sure what's going on with that one. It's very spring.
I just want to give you props. So what your collection you're putting together is really nice, and I'm excited to see what you produce in the future and how a lot of these snakes change because you have some really nice animals.
Yes.
Thank you.
I love Facette. That is such an extreme example of how nice yellows can actually turn out.
Yeah, I'm waiting to see like inside the blue if that actually will change solid or not. But so far, some of the scales are still green on the inside. We'll see.
I had to go look.
Yeah, I'm looking right now.
Yeah, she's got gorgeous
I had to go
confetti. I love confetti. That snake. I'm just in love with that snake.
Oh, he's such an idiot. I love him.
I know.
Oh wait, and then there's Cyclone. No, yeah, yeah, he came too.
I got some ones I ain't posted about.
But Confetti he's a riot. He comes out, and at nighttime you think he's gonna be sketchy, but no, he just comes out and wants out. If I open up his enclosure door, he'll come out. He's not looking to eat, bite. He just wants to.
That's a pretty good snake because I'm not opening any of these right now.
No, because I can pretty much open them. They're
at night.
I don't know if I got lucky or not.
Yeah.
My green tree, I can open it at night. I can go in there. I can mess with him all day long, and he will not mess. He's not doing nothing.
Wow.
He's a runner though. He will run. That was the difficulty with the food.
Oh, and I forgot about Fuego. How did I forget about him? I think there's 7.
You lose count, Marlon. You get so far into it, and it's just gone.
So, right, Julie got 44. So tell us about what you got. What are you working
with?
with?
Julie, take that off. Off of me.
You got 44.
We got what?
You got 44 snakes.
Yeah. We kind of, went a little crazy. Yeah, it started with Uruguay, and then I don't even know where it went from then. We got Credence from Collar City Reptiles.
Okay.
I don't see, they're not working with green trees anymore. And then
I remember Collar City.
that,
He works with tortoises now, right?
Yeah, mostly tortoises.
Yeah.
Because he was still working with them when we got Credence, so he's pretty cool. And then we got a couple from Ryan Burke at Clockwork. Got one from Dan at DM Exotics. We have a Bill's baby that we got last year. So,
what was the pairing that you got the Bill's baby from?
Jaeger Biscuit.
Nice.
Biscuit is like one of my favorite snakes. She's just
I love Biscuit.
She's just beautiful and she's so sweet. I love her.
I love her.
I
wanted one. Ooh, I wanted one.
I know.
But life.
I know. So, yes. So
I may have held your baby. I believe I may have held your baby when I went to Bill's house.
Oh, really? All right.
Yeah.
Cool.
Was it a red Neo?
Yeah. It was number 14. I'm pretty sure. Number 14.
Let me check my video here. I believe that may have been the animal that I held.
Yeah.
The tub, not the actual animal.
Right. Well,
I see you got a picture you got a brother to Hellboy too.
yes, I do.
Julie,
I've
I thought you had a sickness baby.
No. I have like from Jason Brumley. I have one that is a sickness sibling baby.
Yeah, he buried to a Cyclops, right?
Rest in peace, the poor sickness.
Yes, I know.
Well,
sad.
Yes. So
and the Wamena.
Yes, after that, I just Arus were kind of, I don't know how y'all pronounce it, Aru. They were kind of like my thing too. So like trying to find any pures has just been a nightmare. So Gary had posted from his one friend in Jersey that had a bunch of snakes that he was releasing, and we got that pair of Arus from him, and they're magnificent. But we didn't get any eggs from them this year. That was sad.
How was it? Were they both older when you got them?
Yes, they're.
Ian's always got Arus.
Yeah, 2013. Yes, I know, and I should go to Ian for that too.
I asked because did you have any problems like acclimating with the female?
It didn't really seem like it. Like they both acclimated pretty quick. My other older female that we got in, we definitely waited quite a while before we tried to pair her. But she just seemed pretty comfortable right away. She's huge. She's a big snake. Like she's definitely our biggest snake that we have. I don't even know how much she weighs, but she's a big girl. So I'm hoping she thins down a little bit. We can maybe get some babies next year.
Becca's still there?
Yeah, I'm here. We can't really add anything. Can't see me. So I'm just gonna stay quiet, I guess, till Chad fixes it.
Nah, I want you to talk.
Yeah.
It's gonna look so like when people watch this, right? It's gonna look like it's gonna like basically like you talking from above.
Like a ghost.
Yo, I had my green trees for this long.
I want a green tree from the sickness line so bad. Obviously, I know he passed, but like someone, I don't know. Any of those would be amazing. One day, it's like a bucket list snake, but I don't have the type of money like to see all of your cages behind you, Julie. I'm just like, what do you do for work? Because I love you.
I'm a teacher, so it's not me.
Well, hold on. It depends, Julie. What type of teacher you are, Julie? It depends.
I am a 5th grade science teacher. So, yeah.
You might be getting that chop. I don't know. You're a science teacher. Staying big right now.
Yes. I
How'd you make it
I make
all
a lot
happen?
of kids. Oh, what?
How'd you make it all happen with all your cages and get collection and all?
My husband makes more than I do. And then we drive, like, we love Ashley and Steven. Like, we got some of their first, like, cubes out of their garage. Like, we were one of those people who went to their house and picked it up out of their garage. So the last time we had to get a trailer, borrow a friend's trailer, and just picked up a whole lot because this was like our dream was to put this snake wall in back here and just make it look badass. So it does.
It definitely does. It's phenomenal.
Thank you.
I had to get a second job to fund this hobby.
Yeah.
I just got hired at a second job.
You did? Congrats.
Second job.
What was that?
What's
your second job?
I got hired at a real estate brokerage, so I'm going to be selling houses.
All right.
Then you could really go crazy.
Yeah.
Child disappeared again.
I'll just buy another house and just keep all my snakes there. I'll be like Patrick. I'll have like 4 different houses where I keep snakes at.
Hey Julie, how has it been? You mentioned Ashley
and Steven. Howdy.
Yeah. How has it been to watch their transformation from their first one that they built in their garage to where they are now? Like, can you compare the pages now?
It's Yeah. They're fairly like they've really kept close to their same design. Maybe some of the airflow and stuff has gotten a little better, some of that,
Right.
but pretty much they're the same. Like it'd be hard for me to pick out like which ones of these were the original ones compared to which ones are made in the.
Okay.
But we've been to their shop to see all their fancy, like how it works and see their new machines. So that's pretty cool too.
No, it's nice. It's always nice to see the prototypes, but if they're what they're working with now is still pretty much similar to the prototype. That means sure they had a great designer going in.
Yeah, he's brilliant with that stuff.
Well,
It's cool.
well, Carly, how'd you go about amassing the things that you had after that first bad experience with Macaron?
With who?
Macaron. Whatever you Mako, whatever the hell.
McCarran. I mean, I got into things pretty quickly. I was quarantining in multiple places. I don't know how many NITO tests I went through. I was a regular spender. So, luckily for me, I was in like knee deep in finishing my master's. So, yay, student loan refunds. So I'm gonna be paying for it later.
Okay, right on time.
But I'm gonna be paying for it later. But so I got in good with people. I'm overly friendly, so I'm very easy to become friends with. So it was very like I became friends with the right people. And I don't say that as a means of like I didn't specifically seek out people and say I want to be friends with you because I want to get in with what you have. More like I value your input. I see what you're doing. I like what you're doing. I want to see you succeed. I want to see you, what you proceed to do. So let's get in. And then it just came from that. I also I ended up getting some really good stuff from some local people, just because it's local. So I had help. I don't even know if Kaylee's in here watching, but I had help. So I didn't do things. Kaylee and I do like a dual. We pretty much do everything together, but I spend half of my days on the phone with that girl. So, like it wasn't just me alone. Together we found things, we did the research, and we got quite a good thing. And I held back all the good stuff when I downsized. So I've still got some really good stuff, but we did definitely let some good stuff go. I will regret Fat Amy in the long run, but we will. Yeah, I will. Yeah, I will. But
you're gonna have some from Fat Amy in your house, trust me.
I know when everything gets settled back down and we get back into things, I will be very glad with that. But honestly and truly, I got lucky. I made friends with the right people. And that's how I ended up with the things that I did. So
I will say this. That's one thing that I didn't expect coming in, like back in with the green trees, like I did about, I guess 6-7 years ago now. I really didn't expect to have friends or be interacting with people.
Oh my gosh, no, it's. Hey, I see everybody.
Oh snap! Oh Trevor! What a magic trick!
The hell!
Oh snap! Hold on.
Wait a minute. There we go.
Standing ovation. Stand up, please. Stand up. Thank you, Trevor. We appreciate.
No, but I feel what you're saying, Keno. I mean, the friends that you make in the community that we're in is intense. I mean, Kaylee and I spoke. I don't even know how it started. She's in here, so she may know, but. I don't know how it started. We just went from all of a sudden talking at one point to I'm going to call you, and then we're talking on the phone for 4 hours while we sit at home and do nothing. And then all of a sudden she's flying to my house and it's like, we're going to go to Daytona. I've never met you, but let's go meet this person that we've never met online. I
talk to Keno on my drive to work every fucking day and my drive back home from work every day.
Now, there are a lot of people, too, that if I met them in person, I wouldn't know what they look like. Steven Saltzman, I thought he was like a 60-year-old man. He's not. He's my age. He doesn't. There's no picture of him anywhere.
I mean, his gatekeeping skills maybe might be a 60-year-old man.
These are the gatekeeping skills.
But it is the friends that you make are just, it's incredible.
Well, that's good. I had a question for all you guys as far as, acquiring animals. But you guys have pretty much answered all that. I just want to know, starting off, like, what are the differences that you guys have made from your first chondro to how you guys are keeping currently? And we'll start off with who's at the top. Becca, we'll start off with Becca since you haven't had the chance to say much.
All right. Well, I know I kind of said something about it before, but
we got Becca on cam now. Shout out to Becca.
Stupid teenager, put it in a glass Exoterra, but also no thermostat, just like a heat bulb at the top. I really didn't know what I was doing. No humidity. So even if the thing was healthy when I got it from the expo, which it really didn't look good to begin with, I was not saving it by any means. And so I tried to feed it. It regurged, tried to feed it again, and I think just the stress in it the next day was on the ground. But now I have them in PVC enclosures. They have radiant heat panels. They're on herb stats. So I'm not messing around anymore. I did a lot more research before I decided to buy another snake, especially when I was going to spend, almost $2,000 on it. I was like, okay, well, when I do my research, I got mine from Tony Malarico. I think his tag's Looking Chondros. He's here in Florida, but yeah, I found him on Facebook in one of the groups, and I was like, yep. I was like, I want that one. And
shout out to Tony. Tony, I think he just had another clutch, didn't
he? He did. He had a repeat.
Yeah, his baby's got MAUL as the ID.
Yep, I want another one, but damn, they're so expensive. But yeah,
what type of heat panels are you using? I know you're using herb stats, which are, I think, top of the line, the best you could buy.
Yeah, that's the herbs. My thermostats are herb stats, but right now there's just VE. I want to go ahead and do a big order of pro products, but I just haven't yet.
I like VE. How do y'all feel about the new Wilbanks heat panels? I know they're expensive, but they look pretty nice.
I have it, but it gets hot. Have you used it?
I have not purchased one yet. No, I have everything. I have is VE. I have.
Yes, I don't really right us into Noe. Tell us which how you did at the beginning, and tell us where you at now.
I don't know if Becca was done.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty much done. I was gonna ask. You said you have other things.
Yeah. So with a regular heat panel, because the top of the exposure part to the VE feels like it's metal or something. So when you have your other types of RHPs, they don't feel as hot to the touch, right? So when I checked this thing, because I was off-gassing it,
so they don't get very hot to the touch.
Oh yeah, that thing, I touched it, and I kept my 2 fingers on it for a couple seconds to kind of get an assessment. Yeah, it was toasty. It burned. So I was like, well, okay, good thing it's going to be on a stat, but damn.
The Wilbanks panel.
Yeah.
Are they UL listed?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the VE still.
I don't know if they're UL listed.
I don't think I trust it yet. I think they're too new.
Better be for the price.
They're expensive.
Expensive as shit.
Yeah, I would trust something that has years of research, but not. That's just I can't risk it.
Yeah.
If Pro products came in anything, if they came in black and not white, I would buy Pro products. But I really like the way the VEs look.
I like the DHPs better, honestly.
Well, I think that the Pro products, the way that they're not sealed, makes it an issue if you're spraying a lot.
That, and I hate their cords, like how you have to plug that thing in and snap it, and oh yeah, that drives Mark up the wall.
No, my only issue
it shouldn't look like that.
With the Pro products, I don't like how they mount in, how the screws mount in on the side of them.
Yeah. I think I might be sticking with the chick brooder plates for a long time though.
How many of them you got now, Trav? Because you've been really kind of been the pioneer on the whole thing.
3.
Okay. And are they all one specific brand from Amazon, or are they all different?
No, I think that they come from the same Chinese manufacturer because when you hold them in your hand, they are the exact same print, the exact same pull pin size with a little pull side where you stick your those little rods in. I don't use the rods. I just use washers and bolts, but I like them better. Plus, you can get them in a day. So if one goes out with the panels, if you lose a panel, you can't get a panel replaced. Even though VE will replace a panel at will, they'll fix it. It's still going to be a month before you get it back. So
no, VE's back in stock, dude. I ordered them. I got them in 4 days.
No, I mean if
Yeah, they might be in stock
if
now.
it breaks,
right.
like they'll fix it for you, but it's going to take you a month to get it back.
That worked in our favor this year, though.
Is it like the sweeter heater? The brooder thing?
The products are like the sweeter heater. They're the white ones that are the chicken brooder
Yeah.
plates, but they're expensive as hell on Amazon. I think that they are the same company.
Well, the sweeter heaters are different in the way that they hang. I don't know. I didn't like those.
Yeah,
I used that
Sal,
with my ball python.
They're white like the pro products, right?
Yeah, but they don't hang in the same way. And for ball pythons, I didn't like the way one could get up in there and screw around, and I just didn't want it up there. It wasn't sealed right.
Yeah, I didn't like the old VEs where the snakes would be able to unplug them.
Yeah, that's inconvenient.
So I put a dab of super glue on them, and now every single one of my heat panels, I ended up going to Home Depot and I bought tile sponges for grout, and I just cut pieces of it and scrunch it up and put it in the little like void right there, so the snake can't go on top of it anymore. It's like a $2 fix.
Oh man! Also, speaking of sponsors, man,
I just got like 5. I just got 5 pro products on standby.
Chris, man, thank you for those probies, man. Those probe holders, those things are dope, man. I appreciate those.
Yeah, shout out to our sponsor.
Yay!
Best 3D printed product.
Chris, you make great stuff. I haven't taken any pictures of the cage that I'm putting together because I'm super fucking lazy and tired at the same time. But eventually, I'll take.
Oh, he's
there we go.
What is happening?
And he's back.
I'm still moving.
And you're ugly as shit.
Julie, that's not true. That's not true.
You know that game that you had to play when you were like matching like the cards?
Yeah.
Every few seconds, I'm like, wait a minute, that person's not in that same form.
It's glue. You just flap the little cards down. Yes.
I'm not touching anything right now.
Man, fingers too fast.
Well,
I'm in the chat room right now.
So, Julie, you was about to say that benefit you have.
Oh, because our male Cyclops, his panel went out. And so we were like, shit, well, we can put him with the female. So that was like an easy fix. And that's where we got our second clutch.
Okay.
Because we paired them since October, right? End of October. Yeah, since like around Halloween, we've been pairing them. And they locked so many times. But we strongly believe it's like, oh, crap. What was it? January, February, when his panel went out and we moved them back in together. That's like the next morning we went in, they were locked. And we're like, oh, okay, again.
Actually, I got a question for Julie and Carly. What are your cycling techniques? What are your breeding techniques? How are you preparing for breeding season? How are you pairing them? What are your temperatures? Are you feed, light cycling?
You want to go first?
It don't matter.
Go first.
Yours is probably more exciting because I'm not breeding right now. I bred last season, but I just had a baby. So I am not breeding this season.
Well, technically you did breed last year.
I did. I did live cycling.
You had a one egg successful collection.
You had one successful.
Yes.
Yeah.
You're proven.
Yeah.
Reader.
I did light cycling, but I also did temperature cycling, which is really difficult, where it's constantly freaking hot. So I basically, I decreased the temperature slowly. I think I went down about 5 degrees total in the animals that I was planning to breed. And that pretty much did it. I mean, I put they were both first time animals, and the male definitely did not know what he was doing. If the perch had a hole in it, the perch would have been pregnant. But it
What you mean? That know
took
what he was doing then? He was trying to hit any hole that was around.
clearly,
He
but
was a real pervert.
But it worked really well for me. Like I said, I had a ton of really good people in my corner. So I was able to really, I kind of just went off of a lot of people's information, and I used what worked best for me. I did continue to feed the same. So I didn't do any feeding cycle different. I didn't change anything. I did not up feed. I did not down feed. I literally just changed the light cycles. I have all of mine on automatic on off lights. But I did go ahead and I darkened my room. So the room that all the snakes were in, I basically just completely walled off that light, because what I didn't want was the light coming in from the window, messing up the light cycle that I had going on for these guys. So it was a total light cycle difference. I did play around a little bit with doing a little bit more heavy misting right before I put them together. There was a paper that I read that suggested that could be a factor in breeding. But I can't honestly tell you if that had anything to do with it, because like I said, I did temperature cycling, and I also did light cycling as well. And that worked. That's what works for me. So I do plan to breed potentially this coming year. And I plan to do it again if that's how it goes.
Hey, Carly,
I'm definitely changing things.
Who's the author of that paper?
I have it saved, but I have it saved in my peer review paper and a lot of it's fish stuff. I will look for it, and I'll send it to you.
If you could send that over, yeah, I like reading just papers that are put out by people, research papers. Is there like an experimental group and a control group and all, or is it just all anecdotal evidence?
No, there was an experimental.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So there was actually something going on.
Really interested in seeing that then.
I just gotta find it. It's somewhere, but I've had brain surgery since I read that, so just give me a little bit of grace.
That's awesome. So, yeah, I would love to see that. Take your time, but yeah, that would be really neat if I could see that.
I got a question after Julie answers, because I know the Chuck answer. I got a question after that.
Okay. Yeah, so we didn't really do anything different. We
did nothing?
No. We've got a plan for this next year. So, but yeah, no, I think we did something with food. Like Patrick told me to do something with food. Like we fed the female heavier for a little bit and then took her off feed for a little while there. But our first pairing that we did, we called them the 40-year-old virgins. So they were both older snakes that have just been hanging out in people's collections. He was the happiest snake in the world. Like I never thought he would get off of her, and she thought the same way. I think after a while, like he was settled in and he wasn't going anywhere. So
nobody like that.
Yeah, he was there. He was a happy guy. Yeah, and like I said, then the Cyclops dude, like his panel went out, so we put them together, and it was a little bit later in the season. But this year we're going to kind of follow the Bill protocol, and it will include feeding, food cycling, and temp cycling too. But like notes are somewhere else, and I don't know exactly what those are going to be.
Hey, Julie, if you didn't change anything, then can you just touch on what your husbandry techniques are then? Are you running a year-round night drop?
No, we don't even run a night drop.
Wow. Okay. So
you didn't night drop at all. You just had flat temperatures.
If you could explain that, I'd be really interested.
Unless my husband texts me and he's like, "Yeah, we did night drop," and so I'll be waiting for that message or something on there. No.
So even when you put the Cyclops male in with the female, you never dropped her temps?
Mm-mm. As far as I know. Now,
here's the deal. Unplugged his own panel. He said, I dropped my own temp.
He dropped his own temperature, so that was good. So he was like, I'm good.
So I got a question about collection building, and I think that all you guys can answer this question. But, as far as the animals that you guys have gotten, like, did you guys have a plan of, the localities or designers that you wanted and how you guys are working towards that? And ultimately, where do you see your collection looking, down the line from now? And we'll start with Noelle first.
What? Oh.
Noelle, the way you're sitting, you look like you're filming an album cover.
What am I doing?
You look like you're taking a picture for an album cover, the way you're sitting, like when you were in front of your enclosure the first time.
Oh, yeah, but the light is bright and the snake room lighting is garbage. So, I mean, my house is 1,001 years old. Or 130. But so light isn't kind around here. What was your question?
Collection building. What did you want to get into? And, where do you see your collection down the line from now?
Well,
as far
for me,
as localities and designers and things like that.
I like the culture types. I really, the blues and greens. When I got confetti, it was more like a thing of, I just really had OCD. I needed to see it. So that's why, shut up. I wanted to see what it looked like because it's out of control. Like for me, I just wanted to see him and I thought he was pretty, or I still think he's pretty. What I like is does it matter?
I don't think it matters.
Like it doesn't. I like the blues and greens. There's certain looks that I like. I'm not trying to go for specifically for designer. I think with anything that I can't even say I'm going to be a successful pairing. I mean, right now I'm just enjoying what I'm doing. But for the colors that I have or the palette that I have, I want to focus on that blue and green kind of thing, and just kind of keep that there and not necessarily jump out to designer stuff, just kind of work with what I have.
Okay. Who wants to go next?
Cool.
Well, I love the yellows. Like I said, I love the RAs. So, there's just not a lot of locality specific babies out there. So that why it was kind of cool to put the RAs together and the Cyclops together. Mm-hmm. But there's
funny enough, I think that RAs are at the bottom of my list.
Me too.
Yeah, I don't know Julie, I don't know what it is.
Julie, I ran into that a lot too. When I came in, I was looking for Cyclops everywhere.
Yeah.
And I was like, everybody had like a Cyclops outcross, but you couldn't find nothing pure. And they was like, I was like, why? And nobody wanted to wait. Basically, it was like, oh well, you gotta wait because if I get this one, then I gotta wait for another one. I was like, fuck it, I'll just wait.
Yeah,
I love Cyclops. Highland types are definitely my favorite. And that's what I am probably sticking now that from, because I had a wide collection of localities and designers, and then had some really bad run-ins with some high blue designers. And I have decided I am not going to I don't have much to do with high blue designers anymore. We've had a couple issues with some animals that had birth defects essentially that didn't come on until later. I mean, that's, the high blue stuff is so backbred that it does make you kind of start to wonder. So I do have some animals. I actually have a younger sibling to Garrick's Kronos. And I'm very excited. I'm very excited to see what she does. Yeah. and it's. I mean, I had issues with it. I mean, and I have no probably interest in getting back into high blue designers. Now, I do have some high yellow. I love a good high yellow. I really, truly do. I've got 2 different animals that's got popcorn and sissy in them, which is I'm looking forward to putting those together. But other than that, I'm probably going to stick more to the Highland types.
Popcorn and Sissy was produced by Kimberly Bird, by the way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What about you, Becca?
Sorry, I put myself on mute. So right now, mine is a Cyclops mixed with, I don't know, with something. Like you said, they're always kind of, I don't know if you can find them here, but I definitely really want, I know the blue lines have issues, but I'd like at least, I don't know, like a Manokwari, Jayapura, something with that clean blue dorsal line.
Yes.
Definitely like my bucket list snake for sure. I do want like a designer one. You know, like I said, similar to like the sickness or something like that. But how I acquired my animals, I don't know. I have a local pet store near me called Extreme Exotics, where it's kind of where I got back into snakes after college, and then that's when I was like, okay, I want to get into Amazon tree boas and green tree pythons, and so I got my one green tree, and then for all 3 of my Amazons, they're like the same price of my one green tree. So, and I have used Morph Market a bit for acquiring the Amazons. So
listen, there's some good, really good animals. I mean, usually it's just some trash green trees on Morph Market. The ones that's like, you know, Will Banks is bringing them in nowadays. God forbid. I don't know what he needs to do more of, but he's bringing them in. But there are some really good animals out on Morph Market right now. And that's really hard for somebody who has no impulse control. And I just got done getting rid of a bunch.
I got 2 animals on Morph Market right now.
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, I'm going to go look.
why
Yeah,
you
you just gotta be careful with that's all.
Yeah. You just got to vet people.
Who just let me have one?
You got to be smart. I know. I want to go look too.
Trav, do.
I think Mark has some.
Trav, we'll take a field trip. I want to see.
Yeah, let's go.
What you want to see? The ones that are up on Morph Market?
I guess I can pull it up on my phone.
All right, hold on.
I mean,
I'll go grab
could
them.
too.
Well, you can pull it up on your phone if you want.
I'm doing that too.
I mean, I'd rather see them in person. You know, well, it's not in person, but
I got a lot of babies that are going to be going up for sale soon. So,
ooh, someone put something up nice. I ain't seen that one.
Oh, Trav.
Who's Recon Arboreals?
I know.
That's
I'm
Mike.
just seeing that one.
That's Mike. That's Mike. What's his name? What's Mike's last name?
Francis.
Mike Francis. What did he post?
Mark does. Mark has animals on Morph Market as well.
That's nice. Dang.
What is Mike got? Now you got me looking at Morph Market. Hold on here.
Is it his
Lamena Managori?
Dang, those look nice.
Wow, look at that. Look, yeah. All right, Mike posted that one.
Now we're all freaking shopping.
Manokwari, Chronos, Siren pairing. Jesus
Look at that $5,500 snake. That one looks
good.
There was one on here not that long ago.
Is that a Garrick animal?
Who?
Yeah.
It's a GG animal. That's that he posted up on Morph Market.
That's gorgeous.
Yes.
Oh, that's his Garrick animal.
That shit's that's
a lot of
fire.
animals going up for sale.
It is. There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of really good ones. Like it's rough.
Yeah, it is.
If only I had someone to fund my snake hobby.
Right. I was saying that earlier. I was like, man.
Now, who is Frogmouth? Who is Frogmouth?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I also never heard of Chung reptiles, and they've been popping up a lot too.
Eric Chung's an OG.
Yeah,
Eric
I've heard
Chung.
of
He maternally incubated those animals. Those babies were maternally incubated.
I wonder if there'll be any differences between maternally incubated and manually incubated as far as like eating and how they like growth rates or anything like that.
I don't know. I got some dumb animals, so
Pay attention to the
I don't
bottom.
know that I would trust them to do that.
We got some up our sleeve about the maternal thing.
Yeah, if you want to talk about somebody who has maternally incubated before, Noelle has. She's maternally incubated ball pythons on 2 occasions.
I've got one last year, and then I've got 2 doing it right now. I actually Ginger's her babies are due to pop out, I think, on Tuesday, on the 18th.
So how was the
but it could be a little longer.
How has that been keeping the humidity up around her and all that?
Easy.
And feeding
she's
her.
on ReftiChip.
I saw you fed her on the eggs too, right? And she went right back.
Oh yeah, she'll eat. That's. I know that last year, V-Lee, she seemed like she wanted to, but she just didn't do it. But both Mira and Ginger, they'll eat on eggs for sure.
Well.
Just to point out, because somebody asked, but Luke, Frogmouth, that is, I don't know his full name, but that is Luke Snakewalker on Instagram. So he
Luke Myers. He's legit.
He's got some good animals. He's got at least one on there that's really nice looking.
Yeah, I talked to Luke. He's got some.
I have an eye on it. Kino, baby, what were you gonna ask?
How your egg process go? Talk about
good until it did not.
I know it ended bad, but explain.
It ended bad. I mean it. Oh God, I was like 20 days from the end, so I was a little over, halfway, and they were fine. I mean, they were great. They looked great, and I checked on them at night. They looked fantastic. I woke up the next morning, windows everywhere, but no condensation. I mean, I went back and forth. I was on the phone with so many different people trying to save those dang eggs because I was like, I don't understand what happened. And we finally ended up, after talking to a couple people, we finally ended up, what it looked like is they were basically leaking from the outside in, just from poor calcification is what it ended up really boiling down to, because my temperatures were on point. My egg boxes were on point. I mean, I had the Bluetooth monitors in there and everything. There was no drop. There was no disturbance. I had them in a pretty much flat standard room that didn't have light, and it went fantastic. I mean, I ended up opening up the eggs at the end, which by the point that they were too far gone, I ended up opening up, and it was very disheartening to see fully formed babies in eggs. And it basically, the shells, they just,
it hurt.
Oh, it hurt because they were very good. I had one go bad early on, but I don't think I never really got strong veins out of that one. So I think the worst part about it is everyone's like, well, next time you can do things differently. I don't know what went wrong. There is no do things differently because everything that I had was on point and to standard. So it just, I am going to change things up. I'm getting a new incubator. I got new egg boxes. So I'm pretty much, I'll definitely change some things. I'm also going to go ahead and supplement the females before. I'm going to give a calcium supplement. It's not going to hurt. It's not going to hurt. Calcium's precipitated out of the body when it's in excess, so it's not going to hurt.
I got a question. Why not try rats?
Huh?
Why not feed your females rats?
I'm not, but
why not feed your females rats?
That was on rats, Kino. She was on rats.
I think they're using calcium with the females like a little heavier than usual when they're in the breeding process. I think it is something valuable. I use it personally. And I do feed rat pups around that time. Once they start going into breeding, I give them smaller meals, but I'll double up on calcium.
I fully plan to do that because she laid perfectly. She looked great. The eggs looked great. They were longer than normal. They looked like colubrid eggs. So they were oddly shaped, but other than that, they did good. But I tried everything. We went through this, like, I got like no sleep because we went through this process of, you know, I couldn't raise the humidity to keep it well enough to keep them hydrated because it would bring the windows back and they came back with vengeance. But then if I dried them out too much, I was trying to crack the egg box. I mean, I probably in the end tried too many things, but they were going downhill anyway. So I tried like hell to save them.
Well,
so
during your incubation process, can you explain to us what was your okay, so first thing, what type of water did you use?
So I did the over water method.
Right, but what kind of water?
It was distilled.
Okay.
Yeah, I used distilled water on everything.
And you were getting issues when you had 100% humidity with you said with windows? Yeah.
That's I mean, I didn't do quite 100. I did like 99 something. And I had everything to prevent water droplets from falling. I used that method where you basically I put a Lego block underneath one edge of the egg tub so the water would just roll down. So I hadn't opened the tub. I hadn't done anything. They literally went from perfectly fine to all of a sudden there were windows everywhere. I mean, it was a disaster. I'm fairly certain I messaged
Those
Kino.
first 20 days, did they have any holes in them or did they completely seal?
No, completely. I had everything sealed. Well, I had everything sealed except for like one ventilation hole that was just bringing a little bit of air in. So I did have a slight bit of ventilation. But again, like I said, I had my I had one of the Govee. Is that how you say it? Mm-hmm. I had one in the egg box. I had one on the front and back of the egg box. So, and the temperatures, the humidity, everything stayed consistent. And all of a sudden there was a trash. And I don't know, I do live in South Carolina. You know, we do regularly have our electricity go out. I didn't see any blips in it. But it shocked me. It shocked everybody else. Everyone was like, I don't know. I mean, I talked to, you know, probably half the people in here. I was like, oh God, what do you think this could be? And everyone was like, I don't know.
Were you going off the way the eggs were reacting or what you were getting out of the Govees? Because we've had conversations with me and Travis previously that when those Govees hit like above 99% humidity, they will cause the humidity reading to plummet and the temperature to skyrocket on the reading because of the way they react inside of an egg box. They're complete trash.
No, I was going off of the way that the eggs went. But like I said, I had multiple in there. I didn't go off of just one. I'm a biologist, so one test of anything is not going to cut it for me. Multiple, I like to have multiple ideas of it, and I calibrated all of mine before I put them in. But I went off of the egg box, I went off of the eggs, you know, and it was irritating because I added ventilation, more ventilation. I actually ended up, because I opened all of the holes that I had drilled ready to open for later in the incubation process. I opened all of the holes. It still wasn't enough. So I ended up actually cracking the lid, and that provided enough ventilation from the fan to dry the holes. But then, of course, it was too much. It caused the eggs to dimple quicker than they should have and start to get very dry looking. And I could not get a happy medium because too much, they started to look a little bit more healthier. They didn't look as dry, but the windows came back too little. And it was the opposite reaction.
I don't know. I feel like with you having everything on point like that, I feel like them eggs is probably just destined not to hatch.
100%. I was just
going to say that. The only thing that is just poor calcification. They did have it. So, and I've seen this on other people's eggs. I have seen this. So and that was my first set of chondro eggs. So I didn't know if this was normal or not. These they almost look like stars on the eggs when she laid them. the veins were strong, but they had these little stars. And I've definitely seen other people's eggs have that, but those are where the windows showed up, or where those little stars were.
Were they where they were actually attached when you peeled them away from the clump?
I didn't peel them away. I left them alone.
Wow.
I left them as a whole.
So that's different. Okay. But to touch on what Kino said, yes, I was just thinking that before he said that, is a lot of OGs that have had more than, 3-4 clutches will say when you're in your first 1 to 3 clutches of eggs, you try to make sense of why something is failing and you blame yourself when realistically they may have been just not destined to make it. And basically what we're doing is we're playing God. By taking those eggs from the female, they may have been destined to just die in the wild, and we're trying to save these animals that were never meant to actually live.
I mean, it was a first-time female, first-time male. I know that works fantastic for some people. So we're going to try it again. I gave her the year off also because I needed the year off. But we're going to try again. And I am changing some things. I'm leaving literally nothing to chance. I will be picking up a brand new incubator in Daytona. I'm hoping Sea Serpents is there with their incubators again. So I'll be picking up a new one there. And I already got egg boxes. I forgot dude's name, but the fancy ones.
Mike Willoughby's ones?
What?
Container.
Yes. Oh.
The fancy ones. Julie, how was your egg experience? Both of them. Compare the 1 egg clutch to this one.
The 1 egg clutch was nerve-wracking, like more nerve-wracking because it was our first egg, the only egg sitting in the incubator. But we have a Sea Serpents incubator and the Sims containers. So he just sat in there, and every day I looked at it like probably 500 times, it felt like, just checking. But we never opened the incubator. We just left it alone and just thought every day it was just going to be crashed and there'd be no baby. So
I wonder what's worse, having 1 egg that you hoping go this long, or having like 20. Because at least with the 20, you be like, all right, cool, I can lose too.
Somebody's going to hatch, right?
But that 1, you be like, man.
I know. We felt pretty lucky. 1 egg, 1 baby. So that felt like...
You hit the jackpot. That went wonderful.
We were pretty excited about that. Well, she laid a lot more eggs than that. But because we were first-time breeders, we weren't... I was talking to Patrick all the time, but then you just kind of go off your own thing and you're like, well, she's climbing around now.
I did the same damn thing, Julie. I was talking to Patrick and I did some shit that Patrick, he didn't say do, and I asked him to do, I just did it. Yeah, like that.
Well, and she was eating. She started eating again. And she was big. She was a big snake too. So we couldn't tell if she was gravid. We couldn't tell any of that. So we removed her lay box. We're hanging out with her. My husband went to check on her, checking all the snakes one day before he left for work. And he comes in the bathroom. He's like, she's laying eggs. So she was on her top perch because we got her in animal plastics. So we just had left her in that. She was laying eggs from the top perch, falling down in the water bowl, falling down on the bottom. So we're trying to get the lay box back in there real quick and underneath her to catch any eggs. A few of them that had landed in the water, they all looked really good. But after about a week or so, we're like, yeah, let's remove those because we've got 1 egg. 1 egg. So
I will say with mine, something you were talking about laying from the perch and stuff like that. My female also was really weird from the get-go. So I have Jacob. I'm embarrassed to say I don't actually know Jacob's last name, but it's Jacob CH on Facebook. So he's local to me.
He takes the model pictures.
Yeah.
He got the model beard.
He is local to me, and he's been a super big help. He gave me an egg box to use because she very early on, I never really saw a very good ovulation from her, and she very early on was doing a very weird thing where she was going down and into the bedding. I had put down moss, and she was going down very early. And she did that when I put the egg box in. She went immediately into the egg box. She beehived up. I think I sent Keno a picture. She beehived up, and there was nothing in her. There was nothing under her, and it was like before her pre-lay shed. She was going down in the nighttime and up in the daytime underneath the heat, and it was like I paid all the attention. I wrote all that stuff down, and everybody was like, "That's really weird." Brennan had a female that did that as well. So she was kind of weird from the get-go, because there were several times I would have to physically go in and look, because I'm like, you're beehived. Are you around something? I mean, it was the most perfect beehive I had ever seen, and there was nothing in there.
Just practicing.
That's wild.
Yeah, but she did that. She did that for weeks prior, which is very odd.
I'm going to get Becca involved. Becca.
I think she's probably getting comfy. Maybe before you go to Becca, though, Julie, now talk about your second clutch, because you said you was on pins and needles with the first one.
Yeah. So the second one, I'm trying to remember how I felt. It's like checking those eggs every single day. And there was one that you put in there that didn't have very strong veins. So you're kind of thinking that's not going to make it. And then it doesn't make it. But like, when do you remove it? So like I said, we were just nervous to open up the incubator at all, so we left it till they started pipping, and Patrick's like, take the bad egg out so they don't climb all over it. I'm like, okay, I'll take it out.
When they start
working on it. When they start pipping, I'm good. So I don't know, with that one, I just felt a little better. That single egg was just hard, especially being the first year. But then with the second clutch, it was nerve-wracking, like separating the eggs, because that was nerve-wracking for me too. So
I didn't even try. I was sweating bullets.
It was hard.
I was like, I ain't even doing it. I'm putting them all in here.
It's hard. It's hard to think about doing.
So my question is,
I did one.
The easy way.
So for Becca and Dee Dee, y'all have, I think, the smaller collection of green trees out of the whole panel. But I would like to know, what are your plans for the future? What direction do you want to go as far as what subspecies or locality do you want to focus on? Do you actually plan to breed? Do you just want to be keepers? Because you guys, the way you keep your snakes is really nice and really decent enclosures. But I want to know, are you going to expand? And do you plan on, reproducing?
Dee Dee, you want to take it first?
Sure. I don't know. I always say that, like, it's going to be my old lady side hustle. When I get really old, that I'm just going to be breeding snakes.
Hold on.
It's going to be my old lady side hustle.
Hold on.
Yes.
Hold on.
Yes.
She said.
But I am.
Is that who I thought it was?
What state you live in, Diddy?
Huh?
What state you live in, Diddy?
I can't hear what he's saying.
I didn't hear him either.
His Boost Mobile's phone is breaking up.
He asked, what state do you live in?
Right,
I started saying, you got to slow down, because we're all in the South. Except for, like, you're talking way too fast.
But anyway, I am looking to, I want more. I just know that I want more of them. I love caring for them. I just love having them. So
that's
eventually,
how goes.
Yeah, exactly. I love them. But eventually, I would like to try my hand in, breeding them. So We'll see. Like I said, old lady side hustle. I'm pretty old right now.
It will make you cry.
So I'm probably,
I
think maybe the youngest one here. But I definitely want to get more.
She said that with her chest out.
No, it's like, that's why I like. No, it's like why I have so little. I
the youngest one around here. Goddammit.
I want more for sure, and I do want to breed them one day. But I want to, of course, get them from the right places. Make sure that I know what I'm doing. Kind of like when I took some time away before I got another one. And then, like I said, they're really expensive. So right now, in like my very entry level position at my new job, I'm like, nothing's cutting I did all this in my old job where like I was working in apartments and like leasing apartments at a brand new community. and we were making bank and commissions before like the housing market started to crash. So once that happened, I was like, okay, well, I gotta find a new job, and afford at least to be able to like pay my rent and stuff. So now I can't really buy anything, which sucks, especially when I'm like looking at everything on like Morph Market, and I'm just like, this blows.
Oh yeah.
I had somebody message me the other day and was like, this male I'm looking to get rid of is only $900. Beautiful male, beautiful blue dorsal stripe, and I'm just like, ugh. I'm like, I don't have $900. I really don't right now. But yeah, I would love to breed them one day in due time when I actually make adult money.
Well,
I
think
feel
the thing
that
is,
because I'm just a glorified butt changer right now.
I think the thing is as you get more
That's a
snakes,
valuable
they'll all
butt,
come really fast. You'll start off with a few, and then as soon as you get a rhythm, you'll just get a bunch of them, and then you look back and you'll be like, I don't know where all these damn snakes came from.
That's what happened this past year. I got 11. I went from 1 to 11 in like a year.
Sweet.
Yeah.
As long and I think that that's fine as long as you just are like on top of quarantine and on top of that shit. Like don't mess up. Because I've heard horror stories. I've seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, it sucks.
Yeah, I don't want to deal with any of that. So that's also, I've been pretty cautious about like buying things as well. But I don't know, behind me you can see 4, 5 empty cages. Except only one of those has a snake in them, but the rest are empty. Because I bought cages before everything happened.
That's why
That's dangerous.
Good as Daytona.
That's
smart.
I don't know how you're able to
He's
have
smart,
empty
Becky.
cages. I would be
Real
like,
But they don't have, I gotta buy
something's
heat
going on.
panels and I gotta buy
Oh,
lights and stuff for them. But yeah, they're empty. So when
Yeah,
I
I've been
have money, I'm ready.
I've been humbled this year. I've been checked this year hard.
I thought you was thriving this year, Chuckster.
No, I'm in the process of being checked really fucking hard. So
What happened?
I've spent I don't even know how many hundreds of dollars of RAL recently. Everything's negative, but trying to acquire animals from imports are just tough to deal with. I canceled 2 sales. Gonna keep the rest of my clutch for myself.
really?
So I'm keeping 3 babies now, and I'm just seeing that growing organically and being a little bit slower is the best way to do it, and kind of rushing into things. And every time I fucked up is when you rush and you take things a little bit too quickly, and I'm maturing as a keeper and a breeder. So yeah, that's where I'm at right now. I am
Clap it up for Chuck for growing. Chuck's growing.
Yeah.
I'm treating some animals, and I'm a very opinionated person, but I'm also very open-minded, and I'm not afraid to admit when I was wrong. I don't think I think I'm on the same course with trying to expand my collection and advance, but I've seen that it is definitely more of a hobby. Even though you want to have a business model from it, it's definitely more of a hobby, and you got to grow organically if you're going to be successful. So,
is this a new Chuck?
Is this a humble pie
Gucci Mane clone machine?
No, it's just a Chuck. No, it's just a Chuck that needed to find out for himself.
That's not the same guy that went. That's not the same guy that tried to fight me. That tried to fight me when I told him it was a good hobby.
I went to Greece for 3 weeks and I come back.
Oh, it's
Chuck's a new person.
Damn.
Not the same.
Listen,
not the same Chuck.
I'm not saying that I don't want to do this in retirement, because I do want to do it in retirement. But yeah, don't fucking rush. Don't rush.
Chuck, can I ask? So when you say you've got to do this organically, you've got to grow them organically.
Hey, look, Pat, we don't know.
We don't know
what is happening.
Chuck, how hard did you hit your head?
They're throwing him like Gucci.
Yo, whose man's is this? This is not our man's. Whose man's is this? This is not our man's at all.
I don't know who this is. Chuck, are you reading off a script? Blink twice. Let us know you okay. Is it a teleprompter in front of you?
Hey, Chuck, I don't know, man. I think you've been in a Gucci Mane clone machine. We don't know you, bro. We don't know you. You acting real.
I'll still fuck
unfamiliar
Oso up. I'll sell you one.
No, you
to
won't.
make it back, bitch.
You won't.
I'll fight him in his drawers, and I'll be wearing Tim's in my drawers.
Man, bro, don't say that out loud ever again.
Have you ever seen how big Oso is? I beat the shit out of his left arm, but if he used his legs or his right arm, I'm fucked.
What do you think of talking? You gonna fight somebody in a wheelchair?
Nah,
handicap rules.
Back it up, Terry. Put it in reverse.
I got. You gotta tie Oso's legs together and one arm behind his back if I'm gonna have a chance.
Listen. Everybody's asking what happened to Chuck. This is not the Chuck we know and kind of love. This
Nothing.
is a different man.
Acquiring imports is fucking rough.
Okay. And that's what I was going to ask you. But, imports are important. Like, that's what, we're a bottleneck community with it. Like, you've got to bring new blood in. But I was going to ask it.
I was wrong by trying to sell my entire clutch and then acquire subadult imports and think that I was going to fast forward what I wanted to do. I will still acquire imports. I'm going to buy another one.
I agree, Pat. Yeah,
we all agree.
Listen, it's the ladies' episode, Pat. You don't call me the C word. I don't call you the C word.
Big Sue. So he is Big Sue up there in New York. I feel like
Oso also has stone cold stunnered a few cops in his life. I feel like he is broken a cop's neck.
I'll choke him out.
No, you won't. You'll die, and we'll laugh.
Oh, I'll definitely die. I will be choking him right before I die. Yes, 100%. But no,
I don't believe you.
I don't know.
Well, Chuck, I'm glad you see that I was not trying to be your father. I was not.
No, I'm still on the same course. I'm still going to be acquiring imports and taking risks. But man, it is.
I'm talking about as many times as you told me, you being Father Keno. Yeah. Hey, I just told you to treat your collection like I was treating your collection like it was mine. Protect your stuff. That's all.
I can tell you the last two babies that were going to be available for sale, and I'm apologizing to a friend right now because, he was supposed to acquire it. I was going to hold it for the summer, and then I was going to sell it to him in October, but I can't do it right now just because my collection is not what I want it to be right now, and the only ones that are really going to make it and be healthy and be able to establish my foundation are the ones I produced. Captive bred's a way to go, unfortunately.
Well, that's a good thing. Chuck, we are glad that that's different. I am kind of surprised that you can get
because you can play with the import. You got to be careful.
I'm surprised you get an apology through those thin ass lizard lips, but I'm really
it's not an apology, bitch. I'm just saying.
You don't want that bitch shit, Chuck.
I'm just saying. I didn't call it you bitch the first time. I don't call it a bitch like we're in prison. I'm just saying, like,
I have a question.
I'm just saying, I'm not gonna sit here and friggin', fight the fight. I'm experiencing a lot of small failures this year, and it sucks. It's to the point where it's not even like a financial thing. It's hurting my fucking feelings. Like, I'm really fucking sad right now. Like, there's so many animals that I'm just trying. Like, I got an animal right now that I've been treating for 4 weeks with Baytril injections. It was, an RI that just came about was cured. And then it was a secondary infection that is ulcerative stomatosis or whatever the scientific word is. But basically, it's mouth rot.
Yeah, I had that same thing with my mail.
Slamming it with Baytril and then upping the Baytril, talking to my vet. I had to take the first snake out of my house to my vet, to the facility he was working. I took it to an animal shelter because that's where he was at. And I had to pay, God, I don't even freaking want to talk about it, but a lot of fucking money for a culture, like a lot. And it's only to figure out what the hell's going on, because this might not even be like the bacteria. If it is a bacterial infection, is completely immune to Baytril. It will not do anything. And I'm hitting it with F10, 225 to 1 ratio. I'm hitting it with chlorhexidine. And I'm taking the actual mouth swabs from RAL, and I'm getting the infection and the dead tissue out of its mouth. And Baytril, the topical with the chlorhexidine F10, nothing's fucking working. So we had to get a culture, and it's tricky to get a culture on a fungal disease. So we would have to treat it for a fungal infection. We can't figure it the fuck out. Like, it's fucking horrible. Like, my snake's dying in front of me, and I can't.
I had the same thing happen with my male, Chuck. And I'll be honest with you, that's the male. That was a sarong male that was the one that sired the sarong clutch. And he had an impacted tooth. It just went too far, and there was nothing that we could really do about it. And that's just one of those things that sucks as you have snakes, because this wasn't a breeding thing. This was a thing that happened when it was eating. And these are the things that you could just take serious losses on. And, you know, they just come out of the blue. And these are things that you learn while you're keeping. Like, don't ever rest on your laurels and think all these snakes are going to be here forever as much as you love them. Because we don't really have the medical technology to take care of these snakes as much as we would like to. And some of the medications we use for these things, they were never intended for snakes, let alone green tree pythons. And, you know, our vets are doing the best thing that they can. Yeah. And, you know, using mouth rinse and things like that, it helps. Soaking, it helps. But it may not kick that infection.
You also got to take into consideration that when you hit, I mean, it comes back to science. If you hit, you know, you can hit one infection with an antibiotic, and you can hit the hell out of it with an antibiotic. But these animals, and all animals, and even people, are designed to have bacteria inside your body that are going to keep other things away. So if you hit it too hard, you kill good bacteria, and that just allows other shit to come in. And now you've got a bigger problem, and you'll go back and forth between treating a bacterial infection, you know, and then all of a sudden you're treating a fungal infection, and they sit and they go back and forth between each other. And it's just because of modern medicine.
You literally are speaking my issue right now, Carly, is the 3.5 weeks of
I worked at a vet's office.
I may have, you know, compromised by curing the RI, the secondary infection. I may have compromised the good bacteria in the mouth, and now the snake doesn't have that to fight off what could be a fungal infection. So now we got to. But at what risk? You know, if I start treating for a fungal infection and then stick on the antibiotics every single day, sticking it with a needle, you're really running into stressing the snake out. Like, there's such a balance there. It's not like you could just hit it with medication every single day. You got to factor in the stress that you're putting the snake through, and that's what I'm. You know, my vet's great. He really is.
Has he still got you on Baytril?
Well, I'm on Baytril right now, but I can't get my hands on Fortaz to save my life.
So that's what we're using right now.
The only thing that I can buy for Fortaz is he found a pharmacy, and they have a case of 20 bottles for Fortaz.
I mean,
I just need one.
Surely somebody's got some somewhere.
Anybody out there has a bottle of Fortaz, I will pay for overnight tomorrow.
Yeah, it's probably a really good idea. You need to give the Baytril a break. So especially if it's not doing anything. If an antibiotic is not doing anything, do not continue to take an antibiotic, because all you're doing is you're just creating more problems, because that antibiotic is clearly not treating it's not treating the infection that you're wanting to, but it's going to be treating something else. It's going to be causing some other bacteria to just poof, and you know, then you end up with issues.
Well, if you work in the vet's office, then what's my next step here? Because I'm watching
this. Can I ask you something?
Away.
You did do the culture? You did do the culture or no?
Oh, yeah, we did. I did do the culture. We're just waiting for the results.
Okay, I mean, the culture is really the first step that you need to go.
But the culture's after 3.5 weeks of Baytril treatment. So what's that culture going to show?
Well, no,
obviously you've got some.
Can you hear me?
Some sort of something that is not that's not being treated with the Baytril. It's got some sort of resistance to the Baytril. So you need. I mean, that culture should show you. It'll basically print out a line, and it says, yeah, it's resistant to this, it's resistant to this, or this might work. And changing up the antibiotic is going to probably be the best bet at this point.
Go ahead,
Noelle
sorry,
has a question for you, Chuck.
Yeah, so I can give you like an idea of what the results look like from when I had Rain. But basically, because I was giving him Fortas for so, like we were, but his culture came back and, it took care of some stuff, but the stuff that the Fortas wouldn't take care of, it needed a much stronger, different type of. So if you're talking about, you already are in 3 weeks with the Statrol, if it's not touching it, like Carly was saying, the other stuff is still going to just proliferate.
Yeah.
So how long ago did you get your culture done?
Yeah, God. I forget. It was either yesterday or the day before. I should have results.
It takes about a week for it to come back because if a full culture is going to take out everything, it has to grow, and then they have to see what's resistant to it, and then they're going to check and see, the fungal aspect and different things, and if it's gram positive, gram negative, that sort of.
I don't know if the animal has that long. I mean, it's perching fine. I just gave it 10 mLs of 50% Pedialyte, 50% water, just to hydrate it, because it seems like the antibiotics really either. I think the antibiotics and fighting off the infections really dehydrating it.
Do you soak it?
Yeah, but it's not doing anything.
So usually when I was soaking that male, like it would help him clear out the mouth stuff. But 3 or 4 days, he'll be back.
2 days straight at a time. But the thing is, it's not clearing the mouth out. It's just it's hydrating and making it a goo rather than gluing its mouth shut with the crust and the discharge.
But are you rinsing the mouth? You have the mouth rinse for the animal.
Yeah, I've been doing the chlorhexidine, and then I moved to an F10 that was 225 to 1 dilution.
I didn't use
you also
F10.
have to take into consideration, if you sit and constantly, that animal is supposed to have bacteria in its mouth. If you are constantly flushing it, you're basically, because these animals typically have one species of bacteria or two in their mouth, they overcompete others. They don't allow other bacteria to come in and live in that environment. So by that bacteria not being there, that's not helpful. But I will also tell you, if you get really desperate to get your hands on Fortas, I can just tell you right now, for women, they treat bacterial infections with ceftazidime and Fortas. So you're going to have to do a lot of math there, but if you got a female friend.
Are you talking about vaginally?
Yes.
Like a vaginal yeast infection?
And urinary tract infections. That's common what they treat with. So, I mean, I do know people, I've never done it because you're going to have to do the math there. And I don't math. I've got science degrees and I don't math. But if you get desperate enough,
Is it the same medication name? Because Fortas is just a brand name. I don't know how to say it. Ceftazidime or
ceftazidime. But I mean, I do know people who have done it before, and I probably, if I got desperate enough with some of the animals that I had, I would do it. You just basically go and say, hey, I've got a urinary tract infection, or I've got, you got to have a good doctor, but it's a possibility. It's a way to do it.
Hey Chuck, did you do that? Did you do your ozone stuff? That stuff that you use for your deers?
I did it in the beginning, but then talking to my vet's like, if you're just gonna fucking ozone shit, why don't you just neb it? Like, just nebulize it if you want it to be hands off. He's like, do something that's tried and true. He's like, don't.
That's what somebody just made a comment about amikacin. Amikacin is what you cannot give amikacin injections, but you can give amikacin in a nebulizer, and it tends to work really good for respiratory and bacteria in the mouth that they need to breathe in.
Amikacin, is that the same shit that what was the medication that Greg Maxwell wrote in his book that he was pairing with the Fortas? It was the medication that was supporting their kidney function, if I'm not mistaken.
Amikacin cannot be given as an injection because it causes lesions, but you can put it in saline and create a vapor that works fantastic.
Yeah,
That is a
amikacin. I'm
yes.
looking at it right there. Amikacin. So he would inject that in addition to Fortaz, ceftazine, I think, because the amikacin would support or like help out their kidneys because the antibiotic was really rough
It'll
on their
also
kidneys.
cause lesions when injected, so you have to be really careful doing that. I wouldn't suggest doing it, but as far as something that needs to treat something that's in like the mouth or the lungs or something like that, I've treated animals with amikacin before in saline.
Yeah. Well, I think that brings us to another question for everybody here, all of our guests. What are some other uphill hurdles that you've dealt with taking care of chondros and snakes in general? Anybody can start off.
And then after that, talk about what else y'all got besides green trees. Somebody got Angola.
Yeah. We believe one of our so we had Uruguay and we had him in a Canberra with the heat panel. So we'd been guided through how to keep him in that. And then we had a taller enclosure. I can't remember what it was. We got a beautiful snake from Ryan. And she passed within 11 days. She was gorgeous. But we don't wonder if we didn't have, that was back when we had, the herb stat was set at 84, but we weren't checking perch tint. So just those stupid things you learn along the way, they're so sensitive to that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We're in Angolan. He's just fine. He just don't care. He's good with everything.
How is it? Is it like the same care as like a ball python?
Yeah, even drier though. I don't I had Todd finally put I bought this back, one of the cool ones with the ledges and the rocks and it looks like that. I thought he'd love that. We put it in, but it blocked. I wasn't thinking about it. It blocked some of the ventilation in the back. So then once we added ReptiChip, that had been kind of damp, he was at high humidity forever. So freaked me out. So we've been, Todd bought a little fan that we put on the outside that's kind of pulling some of the air out to bring his humidity down because he needs to have low humidity. He needs to be kept dry, fairly dry.
What's it like?
20?
It's like in the 20 to 30%, something like that.
Yeah, and he's still a little bit higher because here, our room, we keep a humidifier in it too. So, I finally got him down to 50% today. I found out. So, yeah.
Julie, that's difficult because you're in Texas. That is difficult. That's I want so desperately. I want diamonds so desperately, but I have no way to cool those animals.
Yeah,
none
no, we don't either.
whatsoever.
I'm in Texas.
Got winter. We don't do winter.
I can cool mine in the summertime.
Yeah. With the AC.
With the AC.
I got a pretty big mini split in my garage.
Okay.
We got 2 AC units running in this house, and it's still hot as 80s.
Yeah, I got 2 on my house. I got one for the upstairs and one for the downstairs, but in the garage, it's cut off from central air, so I put a mini split out there. Dee Dee, you got anything?
Yeah, what's our extra
uphill battles? Any uphill battles? Besides, you not want to mess with an angry ass biot?
Right. That's really the only thing. These 2 have really been a dream. I mean, to take care of it. They eat well. They do, except for the bad shed, that True had. But I attribute that maybe to the what he's done. I don't know. But not really anything yet. That's an uphill.
What about you, Becca?
I would say, one, my snake that I have, that's not a chondro, but I have a carpet python that is a jungle jag, and he's got real bad neuro. So I don't really know if you guys can see him, but he's over there corkscrewing as just in circles and tumbleweeds, and I mean he eats, he sheds, he poops, everything fine, and I mean, what's crazy though is when I let him out of the enclosure, he doesn't do all that. It's only inside of the enclosure. If I let him out, he'll slither just fine in the grass or around the room, but in the enclosure, he starts going nuts. So I usually try to let him out to roam the room at least every day. And then as far as my chondro goes, getting him to eat, for me at least, I thought was like a super big uphill battle because I was just stressed. And he's scared of everything. He doesn't have that like typical green tree, like, you know, aggression, as people call it.
Yeah.
Like he does not. I would put the food in there, and he would be like hanging down and like in a hunting pose. And as soon as I'd go in to give him food, he'd run and retreat. So he's finally, I think, building some confidence now that he has been in the bigger enclosure for quite some time, and now he's finally eating without having to be teased for like 20 minutes and running away. So,
what about Noelle and Carly?
Noelle, do you
want to go, Carly?
I mean, I can't say that I have had. I mean, I've had the usual struggles. I've gone out on a limb and bought some imports. I've bought some imports from some really shady people. I bought a red sarong, but you don't see those. You just don't see those. So I was like, I don't give a shit how much
I got
this thing
one.
is. Yeah, nice. Where'd you get it?
I got it from a really reputable person.
You just don't see them very often. So like I got that in and immediately to the vet that thing went. I mean, that thing came in shitty. So I've had my issues with stuff. Thankfully, like I have had some snakes. I have a wonderful quarantine process. I don't even quarantine my animals at my house. I quarantine my animals at my lab. So which works out fantastic for me. And I have had some animals.
I agree. I love how you quarantine and how you test.
Yeah, I have had, because I test quarterly. I continue to test. All of my animals are tested very heavily, and then I test my entire house quarterly.
You test them yourself, or you ship the test somewhere?
No. I could test them myself. Yes, I do know how to do the PCR stuff, but I don't got time for that. So I've had the typical things. The biggest issues that I have had is it was time for me to expand my family, and my my partner is not. He doesn't mind to come in and like water the snakes if I need him to, but it's not his thing. And when we consolidated households, I got very cramped into one room. And so life just kind of got in the way. And then, I was told at 29 years old that I had a brain aneurysm and had to have surgery. That was a really big step back for me. And I needed to, kind of just step away from things. So that's been my biggest thing. And then seeing something that was a very big passion and hobby for me become something that was a burden was very difficult. I know I talked with Kino a lot, and it's something I battled with a ton because I went from something that I wanted to look at every day. I took pictures and I was so proud of it, to something that was just a burden for me to get up and because the time just wasn't there. So I'll get back into it one day when things slow down. But currently, I just had surgery. I just had a baby. We're about to move houses, and I'm finishing my thesis. So it's rough.
That makes sense. School is hard, especially taking care of snakes when you got to do schoolwork late at night and still take care of snakes.
And you got the baby, then you got to breastfeed and all that. So I understand.
Noelle, any uphill battles? You can talk about rain.
Yeah, that was tough.
Not dark silver cannery rain.
Oh, okay.
No, not.
We're not talking about crazy ass rain.
Okay, all right, okay.
Not crazy ass rain.
Listen, hold on. Nobody has came here asking no ridiculous questions about U.S. art. So Rain's presence isn't here tonight.
Hey, I was about to say, do not summon him, man.
He's not Candyman. He's just Rain. All right, Noelle.
Go ahead, Noelle.
Yeah, I mean, that was probably the hardest one. Just trying to, it seemed like we were getting somewhere and things were, perked up, but I think maybe that was just a hydration that kind of helped out. But with what he had, it was just too far. And even if I wanted to try to treat it with something heavier, there wasn't anything for him to work with, doing the eating and everything else. But, at least he died while somebody tried.
Yeah.
That's the best that some of these animals can hope for, is that somebody's trying and somebody's on their side, and that they're, they give a shit.
Yeah, it's unfortunate, but he's just part of this. But yeah, I think that was my only one. I think I've gotten pretty lucky. I mean, I got that first one that came in, and yeah, he had Nido, but I had a great vet, or I do have a great vet, and she took him wholeheartedly. She's like, I don't have any, and I used to, but yeah, I can give him a home.
Sweet.
That was nice of that vet to do. Nido is rough to watch because I've had a couple.
Well, he was asymptomatic.
Yeah, but they eventually go symptomatic.
They will, but I mean, I figured too, like if he's going to have a shot, having a doctor is going to be better than just anybody else.
Oh yeah, for sure.
So Carly, with you being a marine biologist, would you get in a man-made submarine and go see Titanic?
No, we've had this conversation. We had this conversation. I am not
Greece when
Bro was controlling it with a PS3.
I'm just asking. Julie, Didi, Becca, you ladies too, Noe. Would y'all?
No.
I
was on a cruise ship though when all this was going on, and this was before they figured out it imploded. And I'm like,
I could have told you that from day one. I said it.
$250,000.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Little man, like not regulated by what? No.
That's expensive ass funeral.
Yeah.
Listen, Keno has an obsession with this damn submarine.
I know. We've been talking about it.
Keno stayed up late one night watching documentaries about submarines and shit. Keno,
I did.
I watch my own documentaries.
I'll be a own self.
Keno, I already promised you I'll get you parts from the junkyard, but that's about as far as I'm gonna go.
Hey, do y'all remember that flat Earth dude that built his own rocket to see if the Earth was flat and then he died? Let's go be Keno. Let's go be Keno.
Be my own self.
I have a question for everybody that does breed or whatnot. How did you guys acquire your females? Did you get them like as babies and you just got lucky that it was a female? Or I know like getting females is hard these days, especially ones that are guaranteed female.
I don't think that I bought any that were guaranteed female. I got a whole bunch of really good snakes, and I got lucky. I ended up being incredibly female heavy, and I got rid of a couple. Like I said, I downsized significantly, and I still thought that I thought that I planned it really well, and I was like, oh, I've got two, three girls.
That's cap.
And
Carly
then,
used her charm. She used her charm on everybody, and they sold her females for the low.
Yeah, and then I ended up female.
Let her cap to y'all.
You said she's like male as the geckos.
She came in on innocent, like, hey, hi y'all. I don't know how to do this, can I? And everybody was like, here. They was like, here, Carly, here. Take this, Carly, here.
I got such a great story, to answer that, but I'll let everyone go first. But
you showed your cheeks. You showed your cheeks to get a chondro female.
No, I did not.
I'm talking to Chuck. I'm talking to Chuck.
I spread them for
you have to address that.
I'm talking to you, Carly.
That's what you were doing. That's why you so thirsty. That's why you so thirsty to go to school
house. Chuck is not, obviously.
Chuck is not a lady.
I would show my cute white ass for another fucking female right now.
Chuck will twerk for feeders. He will twerk in a man's house for free.
Clearly for just some forecast. That's all he needs.
I got a great story. I don't want to hear shit. I got a great story for my female.
All right, baby, go. Let's see it.
Let's hear the story. Get a story.
So, long
I don't hate on y'all.
I think it was 2020. A good friend of mine who's now a Chondro Bar Room member, Justin Velez from Vivid Scales. He was selling his female who was sexually mature, and he was selling her for a very cheap price. I reached out to him. He had something that was already worked out with somebody, and I said, why are you selling her? He was selling her for so much cheaper than what she was worth, and he was selling her quickly because he needed a surgery for his dog. And I told him, she's not worth what you're selling her for. I'll pay you exactly what this person is, who already vouched for is going to pay, and I will give you a baby for free from her first clutch, because if you add that together, that's what she's worth.
And you'll give him access to your VIP OnlyFans.
Well, three years later, he came to my house and he picked up his baby as the last part of the deal.
Sweet.
So
is that your story? Because I was really expecting to hear something a little bit spicy, a little bit juicy, because the way that you sure said it sounded like we were going to get some real tea.
No, so basically, I paid him the amount of money that he wanted for the baby, and then I promised him a baby.
Bamboozled those other people out of their state.
It took me three years, and he came up and picked up his baby, and obviously there was no money exchange because the baby was the last part of the deal, but it was 3 years later, so I was able to keep my promise to him, and now he's a great friend of mine.
She thought that Chuck was going to talk about exchanging
cheeks. Yeah, we were spreading cheeks, and then you all of a sudden went into something very B-rated.
This is a family show.
You are not. This is not.
Where is your mind? What is
this? Is for the grown-ups. Right, this is the grown-up show.
Baby, I'm a lady, but I grew up in the South. My mind is in the gutter.
Chuck will definitely use his little Debbie's to get away with certain things.
I did.
I spent time in Memphis, so y'all know.
I partied hard in Memphis. And I'm a Saints fan. I went down to New Orleans every time I turned around.
I think my
no one's giving me any advice on how to acquire a female.
Becca, we just searched all the time.
We did. We swerved over it from Becca's question.
You got to literally look for females, but because I stumbled upon a female, I bought it as a male, and the person was treating it as a male and everything. He was like, "Look, this is a male," and I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna use this male to make my new Blue Line stuff because it's been like, because he got like some artifact shit in him from the farm, and I waited a year and a half for plugs, and it was never plugs, and that's the female that laid my clutch now. But the other female,
or you just wait until somebody gets dumb and sells their shit like I did to Keno.
I mean, it happens.
Then Kylie bought this female that I think I was trying to get like the day after you bought home. Then she hit me up. She said, "Look,
don't give her a good wholesome story, Keno, because apparently she wants it to end where you're spreading your butt cheeks for something."
It's not my fault that you led with that. You led with that.
That's what you led with, Chuck. So that's your role. But she hit me up. She said, "I'm selling on my arm." I said, "Hey, I want this one. Don't send me no other pictures. You already know what I want." So you just got to be fast and buy from people that I bought from real fast. I bought with Carly with 100% confidence, Becca, because I watched her from when she first got in the green trees, how she did her quarantine. So it was nothing for me to go ahead and press that button.
Yeah, it's just weird. We got lucky. Like we're crested gecko breeders first. And so one of our friends posted on like New Year's a year ago, and he posted like a friend's site of all the animals he had, and he had a Biak on there, and it ended up being a female. And like we just were able to get it the day he posted it because I asked Patrick about it, and then he was inquiring. So I had to be
speaking of Patrick, my baby I bought from him, she grew up to be a female. So I done bought confirmed females. I done raised them up from babies. So.
So you also got to take into consideration that now, it was previously where they were only sexing through sheds, it was very complicated. You had to have all these different sheds. You had to have the sire, you had to have the grandsire and stuff like that. And now we've become where you don't have to do that. You just have to have the shed of the baby. So I do think that you're going to start seeing more and more people, especially with US bred, that they're just going to go ahead and do that. And you're going to be able to purchase, genetically sexed females from the get-go. And I think that's going to help a ton.
Yeah, Bill Stiegelman doing that. Irby too.
I did hear he was saying it took forever though for them to come back.
It does take forever, but it takes forever to establish chondros anyway. So I mean, you're waiting anyway.
True.
A reputable breeder is not going to sell their babies until they're established. They're not even going to say, "Hey, like I'm going to offer," I'm not going to offer it. So, and that's from like somebody who's reputable. I use that word very, heavily. So they've got time. They've got time to do the shed testing, and the money comes back on it. So, I mean, you've got time.
Well, I think that like selling babies, a baby being established, it can be really established and not old enough to get, a shed that you can test. I mean, for me, I'd rather just probe them. And they got to be at least 100 grams or a year. And the thing about the shed tests is they're taking extremely long. So if somebody buys a baby, you might not get a shed test back for a year.
I didn't know they were taking that long.
They're taking over a year.
But it'll get better. I mean, stuff will get better. It's all a process.
Yeah, the more specimens you get, it'll get better.
Yeah, if you look in the
over
comments,
time, it'll get better.
Because that's what I was thinking too. They don't really.
Yeah,
have
as far as
it yet.
I was reading.
I
was under the impression that they did have it
there yet.
I thought Bill's been doing it. Has he not?
Yeah,
Bill did.
But
Bill did
he's
the
had
original.
something over a year.
Right. Bill did the original, but they're not like nobody's doing the test with the shed yet. I mean, again, because they changed something in the testing process.
Oh, okay.
So it's not working for green.
I've been out of the loop. So like the last I had heard, they were doing it, and I didn't. Of course, there's always setbacks and something, but it'll get there. It'll get there. In the meantime, get a lucky rabbit's foot or something.
Fall asleep in my chair.
You are.
Girl, I'm telling you, I am tired too, and I just know my child is going to be up soon.
What time is it for everybody?
It is.
Midnight.
We are overtime, actually.
We didn't hit our 2-hour mark.
It's like midnight here.
So
Wow.
Are we always overtime? Yeah. This never ends before midnight.
No, we never actually end on time except for when we really, really wanted it to. That one time. But
Go back and watch that one.
Don't go back and watch that one. Listen, nobody was happy.
Oh no.
Becca, I like your stickers.
Oh yes, thank you, Carly. It took me like a hot minute to realize that's where they came from. I was like, hold on, why does her name sound so familiar? And then I looked it over, and I was like, "Oh my god, I got this."
That's me. I see them.
Yes,
I got a whole bunch now. I have got a whole bunch I haven't even posted because I'm saving them for Daytona. I
want my crocheted green cheese.
Yeah, I'm working on it. I'm up to like 70 species.
You're crazy.
My damn crochet, Kylie.
Well, if you get one for a brettle, or
I got it.
Even I really want a like yellow Amazon tree boa. So
it would be nice to have some Cyclops.
I got Amazon tree boas. Girl, I tell you, I done got to hots. I got hots now.
Hey, I'm excited. Yeah, no,
that's even more reason why you should come to Daytona.
I think I'm going to. I just have to leave my wallet at home. But yeah, honestly though,
girl, they got Apple Pay. You got Tap Pay nowadays.
Julie, go to Daytona.
If I go, it'll just
Didi, you gotta go too. Didi, you gotta go.
I'm going.
If I go to
bring your ass to Daytona.
Huh?
Bring your ass to Daytona.
You gotta come to Texas first. You gotta come to NARBC first.
I will be there. We are going this year.
Yeah.
What, to NARBC? Well, I'll see you there, Carly. Are you going to Bill's house?
Yeah, we're going to Tinley and Arlington.
I'm going to Tinley too. I'll see Keno. I'm going to hang out at Keno's house. I'm gonna go eat all the food in Keno's refrigerator. So this should be a good time.
I ain't going to October though. Are you going to March?
No, I'm going in October.
I'm gonna go to both.
Keno's gonna go to both, or I'm gonna go to his house and beat him up.
I think we're going to try to go to Tinley this year. That'll be our first.
And then I'll go to
aggressive.
Tinley in October.
That's something.
I gotta stop being aggressive.
Who's being
If
aggressive?
you fly to a show, obviously you're not bringing back any animals, right? You're just going to meet people and see stuff.
No, honey, that's why you ship it from the show.
Don't tell her that.
Smuggle it.
You can also
smuggle it back.
smuggle them. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Ken, you do need a red Amazon tree
Just
bowl.
stick them down your shirt. I'm sure you won't have any blood.
Man, now you talking. Now you acting like Chuck. Now you acting like
Chuck,
Chuck.
he's not gonna kill him down his shirt, but they're gonna.
I wonder if anyone successfully got.
They're gonna find a way to get him.
I doubt it.
Successfully got what?
Gotten a snake on a plane.
I mean, yeah, probably.
I made a movie about that.
I know, but
I take like
you
new
really
snakes
do it.
like in my bag, like when we go out to eat after the show, like lizards and snakes. I've taken plenty into restaurants.
Same.
Are you like the same lady that goes to Golden Corral and takes all the bread and like puts it in your purse too?
I have a gluten allergy.
like
I can't do that.
Wrap it in
like
a
that.
napkin.
Hey, when I was a kid, I did that before.
I know you did. I can look at your face and tell you did that.
Oh no!
Wow.
Like somebody said, Tom Crutchfield got caught on a plane with a king cobra.
Oh, are you serious?
Yeah.
Oh, Tom Crutchfield been in a lot of trouble.
That's a long time ago.
All right,
In
so
the
you
70s.
guys,
Okay, in the 70s. People be doing some whack shit in the 70s.
okay.
I mean,
That wasn't the worst thing.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
But ain't nobody doing that in 2023.
Yeah.
You can't even say the B word and TSA done jumped on you.
yeah, probably.
Huh?
So,
What's the B word?
Mom,
Oh, okay.
you can't even say it jokingly because I straight watched somebody get yeeted for it.
I've always seen that video going around about that lady on the plane going nuts.
Yeah,
Oh,
she's
yeah.
crazy.
She's like, that person's not real.
hey
I
man,
don't know what she was smoking, but I don't want it.
Yeah,
I mean, she was having a good time until they put her in that
she was
tube.
not having a good time.
Until they put her in that tube with engines on it, she was having a good time.
Yeah, no, I'll probably go to the show. I'm trying to be calculated in what I buy, and usually when I go to shows,
I'll be your voice of reason. Just come. I'm a great voice of reason.
She will not be a voice of reason. Do not let her.
No, she won't.
The next goals are
a reason why to get the animal.
A bicolor or a red Amazon tree boa or another green tree. So
I will say you don't want no green trees that are at that show. Nope. No.
Nah, you don't want to buy. You don't want to buy
go to the
imports
show.
from the
I'm just
show.
gonna listen to like Noelle. Noelle's like mom. She always like checks me, makes me think about stuff.
You need more checking.
You drive a Prius.
He does drive a Prius. He drives the same Prius. He drives the same Prius that Will Ferrell had in the other guys. The one they turned into a soup kitchen.
They lying. I do not. They lying. They lying.
Keno looks like he's ready to rob a bank with a Tommy gun when that happens.
They lying. I do not drive a Prius. I do not. I drive a Mazda, aka it's a Mazzy. It's the Mazzy. I do not drive a Prius.
Does it look like a Prius?
Keno Prius is so little that when he gets out of it, he looks like a baby emerging from the womb.
Oh my god!
I do not drive. I do not drive a Prius. They are lying. I drive a Mazda.
Darling, it's okay.
AKA,
you got babies. You gotta have a dad car.
I do got it. It is a dad truck. I'll give you that. You know what I'm saying? But you know what?
You call it a truck?
It's not a truck. It is not a truck.
Guess what though? I ain't been stopped by the police in like 5 years.
That's because it looks like there's a grandmother driving.
I haven't either.
I know, but it's the reason why that you haven't, and it's It's a big difference there.
I know.
I think I probably spent like $300 a month on gas.
Oh my God! Don't even get me started.
I'm like pre-Michael Jackson, and you like post-Michael Jackson, Carly.
Wait, realistically, Trav, who spends more on gas? Because you drive a Ram, I drive a Tundra. Like, who spends more?
The Mozzie.
The Ram.
Me.
I fill up a tank on $40. My $40.
I got you, Kino. I got a Mazda. It's great.
I got a Mazda too.
My truck driving past everything but a gas station.
Shout out to the Mozzie people.
Priuses are illegal in Texas?
Yeah, we'll beat you up with a Prius in Texas.
Well, Patrick is lying then.
You can't be down there talking about electricity because they only got a limited amount of plaque. You know, they only their own grid. So
we don't need it. We tough.
I get shitty gas mileage.
Until it get cold down there.
I'm not from Texas. I just live here. I survived. You want to know something crazy? Is I
know you do because you're in Memphis. You from Memphis.
I live on the Texas Research Park research grid, so they can't lose containment of all the stuff that they got going on over there. So I didn't lose power at all.
Lucky.
We lose power on a regular basis.
I was flushing toilets with melted snow.
I know how to drive.
We melted it from the fireplace, and we dump it in the toilet.
I shovel my own snow.
Julie, y'all pissed karma off that year. Y'all were getting hit left and right.
Well, at least we were on like the rolling. So once we figured that out, like we just covered all the snakes with blankets. So then when they come on, that would kind of keep it all in, and we never uncovered them the whole time. And just lots.
I don't do snow.
Flashlights and candles.
I miss snow. I really miss it.
I hate it.
Over snow in March.
I don't miss it.
I don't like it.
I have a question.
Here in March.
What is the best thing that you guys have acquired from a show?
I never bought from a show.
Cheese fries.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
I don't know.
Kong. Yeah, exactly. There you go.
Yeah, stuff like that.
I can feed my dose. I don't got to worry about my hand getting hit.
Those are huge.
Oh, y'all need to go to NARBC in Arlington then, because man, I got our giant blue beauty and alls.
Oh,
that was like
I got a
pickup on a Sunday night.
Nice.
I need a new hook this year.
I've gotten hooks, obviously all the supplies. I've gotten some PVC enclosures at shows, which is cool.
Pat, I didn't make those jokes. You made those jokes. I didn't make any of those jokes.
I don't know what I missed.
Kino is 93 degrees hot.
It is for them.
What?
I ain't dying though in 93.
But is it hot? That's hot.
April.
What, to me?
That's normal.
That's hot to me. Goddammit. Yeah, I need to be. Look, I need to be at like 70 to 70. I need to be at 70 to 75 my whole life. Florida.
That's our winter.
Give me Florida.
That's our winter.
Yep.
I can wake up in Florida every day. I just can't do a hurricane.
It's been over 100 degrees with 90% humidity in South Carolina.
It's like a wet, soggy sock.
It's like somebody done covered you in a sock.
It's disgusting.
It's been like over 100 for the last 4 days here in San Antonio. This is fucking awful.
It's terrible.
I can do hot.
Arizona's it's like 115 there.
Yeah. I will say, I went to.
You're gonna be on the stroll tomorrow, Pat.
I can't.
You're gonna be walking the Ave.
I can't do Arizona.
I can't do dry heat. I can't do dry heat at all. I walked out. It was like every ounce of moisture just like completely wicked out of my body. And I was like, what?
I can do hot and humid, but that should make my lips all dry. That dry as heat.
That's what I was gonna say. Chapstick. You got like chapstick all the time.
Yeah, when we drop below like 70% humidity, I start like scratching. I feel like damn snakes. Yes, it's very moist in the South.
All right, so we want to go around the horn because y'all already gone over, but we'll go around the horn and we'll let y'all get out of here because I know Dee about to fall asleep. I see it in her eyes. Look at her. Look at her.
Becca too.
Yeah, they're late.
Did he look like a confused kid in math class?
I know it.
Shout out to Noel.
like,
Noel, your butt's got to be so sore. You're just sitting on the ground.
Becca got the model. She got the
I
model
don't-
smile on. Like, hey y'all, get this shit over with. Okay. All right, no.
I'm good.
I was just playing. Hey, y'all brought the energy tonight. I appreciate all you ladies for coming on.
And y'all kept the
Breaking down.
viewership up high, so we appreciate y'all.
Yeah, it was a nice
Thanks
bounce back
for having
episode after the
us.
week off.
Yeah, thanks for the invite. That was
Yeah.
And we'll bring y'all back on again.
Okay,
Julie,
cool.
you know what? I knew. Okay, let me say this right. 3 weeks ago, before I even knew you was even gonna be on the show, I think maybe longer than that.
right.
He told me about it before you posted. He was like, "Yeah, be on the lookout for this." And I'm like, "Damn, she gonna be on the show?"
Because he told me, before they hatched, he told me, he's like, I've got a friend who'll probably want one. I'm like, okay, well, if they hatch, we'll look into that. It was just kind of crazy finding out. I was listening to a podcast on the way home from a San Antonio show with Bill, and they were talking about Chuck. So I was like, okay, I got to check out who Chuck is because everybody's talking about Chuck. So I checked out Chuck, and then I found the Chondro Bar Room, and then I was like, oh, I like them too, and start following them. And then that night, Travis had reached out to me about it all. It was just kind of weird how it all played out.
Travis Manny Fresh in the background. You know what I'm saying?
You always come back in the same circle where everybody ultimately ends up knowing everybody. Like, oh, you know, so and so. It's like, oh, I do.
So you found out everybody know Pat.
Yeah, everybody knows.
Everybody knows Patrick.
Pat is
Everybody knows Patrick.
Pat is a wizard, man. Everybody knows Pat. You can't outdo Pat either. So thank you, Pat, for everything you've always done, man.
Yes.
And we appreciate you for walking the stroll tomorrow to get your money. So you can pay your snake bills, brother.
I was talking about Sex and Flex podcast.
But
because we met him in San Antonio. So it was just kind of crazy how it all.
What was Pat doing in San Antonio? He did say he comes here.
I was
often.
in San Antonio.
Oh,
no, the sexing and flexing. So you're thinking flexing with Pat? I get it.
Yeah. All right, so we'll start with Becca, and we'll go around and we'll close it out, and we'll get y'all out of here.
What am I doing?
Can take his shades off.
Yeah, I know. It's like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
All right, Becca.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
What do you do?
What?
I guess just give us some closing statements.
What you mean?
Bye.
You got to synthesize.
Travis asked you for a summary.
You got to do the spark notes, darling.
What do you mean? Don't put me on the spot like this. That's rude. I don't know.
So spark notes. Chuck will spread his butt cheeks for Septaz.
Yep.
or pinky mice or whatever feeders you
Don't
get.
buy any green trees.
Or a female green tea python. You got a nice list.
Or another muscle shirt.
I'm not that good looking, so I gotta perform sexual acts for favors.
Is it hard, like performing all those sexual acts when your shirt is really tight and it's snapped on the bottom, and you got to keep unsnapping
this
it
is
and
a
snapping
real
it back?
medium. Do you want me to take my shirt off?
Sounds like a onesie.
I can pull it off.
Are you talking about a bodysuit?
I thought this was family friendly and you're going to be stripping?
No, we said no, family friendly.
Yeah, don't demonstrate.
I'll show you the tag. It's amazing.
You got 3 buttons.
Got 3 buttons on the bottom.
Kid's small.
All right,
God
Julie, we'll let
forbid
you
a
go.
guy should take care of his body, right? And work out. God forbid.
All right, Julie, you up next.
Okay, well, I did thank y'all. This is cool. Then my first podcast, I was nervous as hell. And then I was cool when we were on our little 30 minutes before it started. And then when you were saying it was starting, I got all nervous again. So thanks for this a lot. It's great. And this community, the Chondro community, is different than any of the other communities we really belong to. So it's definitely a favorite and keeps us going. Just the Chondro people in general are pretty cool.
Yeah, we ushering in that new. You know what I'm saying?
Now I know what I'm supposed to do.
There you go.
Thank you so much for having me and inviting me.
Yes.
It's been really cool. I can't wait to get to meet people in person, actually.
Yeah.
I'll definitely
Oh,
go to the show and try to meet you, Dee Dee and Carly, if you're going to be there.
Daytona.
Yes.
Yep.
And it's definitely nice to. I don't have snake friends in real life, really, other than like one or two.
We'll come to
Neither
Daytona.
do
I was
we.
sober.
Neither
I
do
was
we.
sober as a judge for the last Daytona. Pregnant as all get out, and I'm gonna get white girl wasted this time.
Oh shit.
Okay.
Thank you.
Carly,
I
you
really appreciate the
It'd be
invite.
really
Chuck,
fun.
you could get that new Chondro.
Oh God. Oh God.
Hell no.
All right, Carly, you up after Chuck's questionable activities in these streets.
What the fuck?
You fucking Liz, I can piss myself.
Yeah.
You pee-peed on yourself.
He wears a onesie.
What the fuck, dog? What the fuck is going on?
My God, bless your heart. Keno over here crying.
Oh shit.
You know, we
Because-
can't see because he don't got no eyeballs.
He got eyeballs. They just
He got eyeballs, they're bloodshot.
Keno got eyeballs like the villain from Who
My
Killed
eyes
Roger
been
Rabbit.
red. My eyes been red forever for a long time. My doctor said I need an eye out of me.
I'm sure that's what it's from.
All right, Carly, you up.
Who said that? Who said that? Which one of y'all just said that?
I don't know who said that.
It's me. You're not gonna do nothing about it.
All right.
But yeah, it's been fun. It's fun. It's way past my bedtime, but it's fun. I had fun.
Good.
I can't function other than say I had fun, y'all. I'm sorry. It's way past my bedtime.
Same.
It's cool. All right, Dee Dee the diva.
Yes. You're silly. I appreciate it. I had fun. I always learn from you guys. Everybody, it was nice meeting Julie, Carly,
Yes.
and actually getting to talk to Becca, and of course Noelle, Keno, all of y'all. I appreciate y'all, and thanks for having me.
All right.
That's it.
I think
Noelle.
we needed this, man.
I started saying Noelle did not go.
All right.
You know
All
what?
right, gonna make it quick. Thanks. Everybody go to bed.
All right.
I gotta go clean baby tubs.
Yes,
Have
ma'am.
fun.
All right.
Hey, if y'all see
Good
that
night.
GoFundMe,
Bye,
y'all see that
everybody.
GoFundMe, y'all see my GoFundMe for my submarine, please donate.
Did I just made $1? Did I just made $1?
Please donate. Go for my submarine.
Can I donate 50 cents, like change?
I take whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Keno,
Beggars
darling,
can't
I'm
be
gonna have
choosers.
some cents for you and not donate.
We can do
We can
fans,
Don't
donate
nobody
the
donate.
change.
exhaust
Don't
fans,
nobody do that.
all that, whatever.
We can donate
metal.
Give him
Metal,
some common
all that.
sense,
Night,
y'all. That's
y'all.
what
about
he
as
needs.
much as we can help
All
you.
right.
Duct tape, Gorilla Glue. I'm taking all that.
And a PS3 controller.
I might have one of those.
No, I want a
around here.
PS5 controller because I
No.
might actually
Sorry,
come back up.
excuse me.
No, they're in high.
Why not Xbox? Just get an Xbox.
I'm coming back up. Xbox
All
gets the
right,
green hand of
y'all.
death.
Good night.
I'm out.
Good night.
See y'all. Good night.
Bye.
Thanks,
All
ladies,
right.
for pulling up. This
All
was a
right.
good one. We needed this.